It's a hot summer morning in the Kayenta neighborhood of Ivins, Utah, when a Ring camera picks up a young boy, not wearing any shoes, approaching a home. He rings the doorbell. No one answers. A minute later, another Ring camera from the neighboring home picks up the same boy. He tries the doorbell. It seems like no one's home at first. But then, the door opens.
Yes.
Hi, I was just wondering if you could do 2 favors.
Well, what are they?
Taking me to the nearest police station. Well, actually, just one's fine.
What's going on, son? Have a seat there.
And what happens next will kick off an investigation that will rock this otherwise sleepy, picturesque suburb. In fact, it'll shock the world.
911, tell me exactly what's happened.
I just had a 12-year-old boy show up here at my front door asking for help. And he's said he just came from a neighbor's house. He's emaciated, he's got tape around his legs, he's hungry, and he's thirsty.
Okay.
One of the most gut-wrenching things about that 911 call, you can hear in that homeowner's voice, he starts to cry, talking about the boy.
He has duct taped around each ankle. I think there's a good chance he's been, this kid has obviously he's been detained. He's obviously covered in wounds.
Okay. We need the police here now. Has he told you where his mom or dad are?
He just says he doesn't live around here.
Does he know his mom's name?
Ruby Franke is his mom's name.
Within minutes of the call, the EMTs and officers arrive.
The very first thing that kind of stood out to me the second we got on scene was that first look at him. It just hit that there was something wrong.
To the EMTs, the boy looks malnourished and has severe injuries. To protect his identity, we're calling him R. And what you're about to see may be unsettling.
He had duct tape wrapped around him, and underneath the duct tape was saran wrap wrapped around both of his legs. And on both the wrists were the same.
I don't think there's one emotion that you can use to describe this call. There was sadness. It was everywhere. It was heavy. It was felt by everybody around.
The poignant scene is unfolding in this quiet neighborhood with this stunning backdrop. And Sergeant Nick Tobler arrives on the scene, his body camera rolling.
We were watching EMTs tend to him, and he was wincing to any kind of pain when they lift his legs up.
And what does that indicate?
That he's been through a lot of pain.
He was very calm. He never cried. He was just stoic, like unwavered strength from this kid.
You could see the joints in his legs, they were abnormal. You could see malnutrition, just not enough food, not enough intake.
Officer Pikyevitz's body camera captures a telling conversation on how these wounds got there.
Who put the ropes on you? When I asked him how did he get the injuries, he told me that his mom and Jody R said that they bound his arms and his feet to weights on the ground, restricting his movement. When I heard him say that, it hit me pretty hard. I had to excuse myself out of the ambulance.
Later, detectives learned that it wasn't just the ropes that bound him and caused those wounds. It was also handcuffs. And did he tell you how he escaped?
He told us later in interviews that he unlocked the handcuffs from his wrists and his ankles, and then he exited through the sliding glass door of the room
And did he tell you about his motivation, his state of mind in that moment?
Just hungry. He was hungry and thirsty, and he saw an opportunity to leave.
While R is being treated, he tells officers that he has 2 siblings who he thinks are still back at the house.
We didn't know if another sibling was in the same state of condition or possibly even dead in the home.
If there's 2 other kids there, we need to go do a security sweep of that house.
That house, police learn, doesn't belong to the boy's mother, but to someone named Jody Hildebrand. And R's mother, Ruby, so far, is nowhere to be found.
184.
So we get there, we hop out of the vehicles, we get to the front door.
Police officers, open up!
She finally answered the door.
Jody, I need you to step out.
I have my attorney.
That's great. Step out of the house.
When she answered, she had a phone in her hand.
Whoa.
We're just gonna stand by.
Just have a seat right there for me.
Do you have a search warrant?
I'll explain it after this. We were able to enter Jody's house due to the exigent circumstances that surrounded us finding R.
For exigent circumstances, this is a life-saving effort.
The officers entered the home and began clearing the house,
Police officers, anybody home?
looking for the other children.
Clear? Yep. Police, anybody home? Police officers.
Just over 10,000 square feet.
Take the hall. Okay, George, you got it.
This home has multiple bedrooms, bathrooms, hallways,
Weight room.
almost like a compound.
We entered a room that had a bed in it with an attached bathroom and an attached closet. It was empty, like there was no clothes hanging up, none of the drawers were full. And in the middle of the floor,
Come on, buddy. I'm a police officer. Hey, you okay? Is this just you in here? I'm Sergeant Tobler. What's your name?
we at first thought it might have been a little boy sitting there cross-legged, just staring up at us.
You doing okay? You don't want to talk to me? Yeah, that's okay.
What was the look on that child's face?
It looked scared. The child looked scared.
At the time, Sergeant Tobler called me, and I was in the hospital with R. So I began asking R, hey, do you have a little brother? He said no. I have a younger sister there, 9-year-old, and he said she had a shaved head and she had brown hair. I said, when's the last time you saw her? And he said it's been over a month.
They were in the same home and they didn't see each other for a month.
Yeah. At that moment, we kind of connected the dots that that was who Sergeant Tobler was sitting with in the closet.
It's okay if I just sit here with you. We don't have to say anything if you don't want to.
Did she say anything about her being afraid of you?
Yeah, she just kept asking, where's Jody at? Would Jody be okay if they came in? She was concerned what Jody would think.
Did she mention her mom at all?
No, she did not.
I get if you're scared. I would be too. You're in no way in any trouble. I'm not here to hurt you. I just want to make sure you're okay.
For over 2 hours, Tobler has been sitting with E. That's how we'll refer to her, trying to make her more comfortable with his presence. Yet E remains motionless and afraid. But one suggestion gets her attention.
I says, I bet you like pizza. And she nodded her head.
She ate the whole thing, so they ordered another one. She ate half of a large pizza as well, along with a shake.
And what does that tell you about how hungry she was?
Food deprived, hungry, just like R was at the time.
While E remains in the closet, officers are still searching for a possible second child in the home.
I've got a In a room back here.
They don't find that child, but they do come upon a large safe room. What do they find?
We found rope, we found handcuffs. It was really set up like a private room.
More than 4 hours after police make entry into Jody's home, E finally agrees to leave the closet. While E is led to the ambulance, Jody Hildebrand is placed in a secure room in the house. That's when the children's mother, Ruby Franke, arrives at the home.
Okay, just place your hand behind your back for me.
Immediately, we're shocked she's here.
And just who is Ruby Franke? It turns out she's wildly famous for all the wrong reasons.